Today we are going to see module 2, that is public key cryptography and RSA. So all of you would have already studied about public key cryptography. What is public key cryptography? If we are going to encrypt the message with the either private or the public key, and at the receiver side, after receiving the message, if we have encrypted with the sender has encrypted the message with the private key, after receiving, the receiver should decrypt with the public key of the sender. If the sender has encrypted the message with the public key of the receiver, then the receiver should decrypt the message with the private key of the receiver. This is nothing but public key cryptography. Since it involves two different keys, that is private and the public key, it is called public key cryptography. Now we'll see what is RSA, which is an example of public key cryptography. See, RSA is named after the scientist. There are three scientists, that is Rivest, Shamir and Adelman. This RSA cryptography was invented in 1977, and it is very famous and widely used public key cryptography algorithms. It's security based on difficulty of factorizing numbers that are the product of two very large prime numbers. Yes, so there is a facility, there is a difficulty or there is a disadvantage in it. The problem is finding the product of the two numbers, which whenever it is large. Next comes the RSA operation. So what and all operations it involves is key generation, only three operations, that is key generation, encryption and the decryption. Next, so how first we have a few steps in which involves these three operations. First operation we'll see, that is key generation. So the first step in the key generation is we have to generate two large prime numbers called P and Q. Then we have to calculate the product of the two prime numbers, that is P and Q. That will be called as, the product of P and Q will be called as N. With that, with the value of N, the third thing is we have to calculate phi of N. Phi of N is equal to P minus 1 into Q minus 1. See, if we have taken the value of P as 3 and Q as 7, so 3 minus 1 is nothing but 2, and the Q minus 1 is nothing but 7 minus 1, that is 6. So phi of N will be 6 twos are 12. Next comes, the next step is choose the encryption key, that is E. E is equal to, it should be, the condition is E should be less than phi of N, which we have calculated, that is 12, such that GCD of E comma phi of N is equal to 1. So we have to select the value of E in such a way that GCD, greatest common divisor of E comma phi of N, is equal to 1. Only one common greatest divisor should be there between this phi of N and E, that should be 1. Then the third step is compute 1 less than D. We have to now select another value called D. The condition is we have to select D in such a way that it should be greater than 1 and it should be less than phi of N. And one more condition is E into D is equal to 1 mod phi of N. What it indicates, what is the meaning of this is, see, if you multiply D with E and divide with phi of N, the remainder should be 1. That is the second condition. See, first condition in selecting the D value is it should be greater than 1 and it should be less than phi of N. And the second condition is E into D is equal to 1 mod phi of N. So you have to select in such a way that you will get the remainder as 1 when when D is multiplied with E and divided by phi of N, you have to get the remainder as 1. This is the condition. So we got the two values called E and D. Now the E comma N is nothing but the public key and D comma N is private key. So the key generation part is over. Next is encryption and the decryption process. So in the key generation part, we have done encryption. We have calculated the public key as well as the private key. In the encryption part, what we are going to do is, if we have message, then what we have to do here, we have to do the encryption. So what will be the public key now? E comma n, that is m power, take the message, and m power e is nothing but the public key which we have calculated in the key generation part. M power e mod n is nothing but n is equal to p into q, we have calculated in the first step. So m power e mod n is nothing but the ciphertext of the message which has to be sent to the receiver, and the decryption. So if the sender wants to send the message, first he has to encrypt the message and send. So how he is going to encrypt the messages? With the public key of the receiver, that is nothing but e comma n. So we have used the value called e. So take the message, and in the exponent you have to put the value of e mod n, that will be the ciphertext. And after, once the encryption is done on the message, it will be converted to the ciphertext, and the ciphertext is sent to the receiver. Then the decryption. So if the receiver gets the ciphertext, he has to convert it into original message. How he is going to decrypt the original message is, so he will take the value of d which we have generated in the key generation part, that is his own private key, c power d mod n. So ciphertext whichever he got, that he will take, and he will make the exponent as the value of d, that is the private key, mod n. If he calculates this, he will get the message. So all the three sections got over in RSA encryption. That is, key generation is done by following the 4-5 steps which I have described now. The result will be the two keys, that is E and D, that is nothing but public and the private key. Then encryption is nothing but ciphertext is equal to m power e mod n, where e is the public key and n is equal to p into q. And decryption is equal to ciphertext. So decryption is nothing but converting the ciphertext to the plain text. So message is equal to c power d mod n, where c is the ciphertext and d is the private key of the receiver, and n is equal to p into q, which we have calculated in the key generation part. So this is how RSA encryption works with these steps. Here they have explained the size, block size. While sending the data, we will be sending in zeros and ones. So it has to be divided into different blocks. Now we are going to describe what is blocks, how many bits it can be, and how the bits can be converted into blocks. Then how to apply the RSA on it. The number of bits b used to represent n is referred to as the key size b. Let m be the message. So let m be the message. We use mod m to denote the length of m. In the naive implementation of RSA, a message is split into multiple blocks of size b. As I said, if message contains 24 bits, then it can be divided into 3 blocks which is of 8-bit length. So except possibly for the last block, if different from 0. So yeah, these are all same. Next comes here is, see, assume the block size is equal to 6. So what they have said is, so in your block you can have 6 characters, that is 6 numbers. See, this is the message you have. Now it has some 8 numbers. So we have to convert it into 8 bits. So we have to convert it into 2 blocks. Since the block size is 6, we cannot have the bits more than, we cannot have number of bits more than 6. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to divide it into 2 blocks. See, the first block can be first 6 bits, that is 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. And the next block can be 1, 1, which can be preceded with some 0, so that it will become a block which is of length 6. So this is how we have to divide the message into blocks of size 6. So in the question they will be giving what should be your block size. With that you can divide it into blocks. Yes. So we'll see an example of RSA algorithm, that is, let n is equal to 33. So first, actually, as the algorithm said, first we have to take the 2 random integers, that is p and q. So p and q here they have taken as 3 and 11, and we are going to calculate n is nothing but p into q. So what is p into q? 3 into 11 is equal to 33. So n is equal to 33. And phi of n is equal to p minus 1 into q minus 1, that is 3 minus 1 is 2 and 11 minus 1 is 10. So 2 into 10 is equal to phi of n. So the first step got over. Then the second step is we have to select the e value such that GCD of e comma phi of n is equal to 1. That was the condition. So we have selected the e value such that e comma 20 is equal to 1. So now we have selected here as 3. The value of e as 3. Next, the problem is we have to select the d value. What is the condition to select the d value? The d should be greater than 1 and it should be less than phi of n. And one more condition is when d is multiplied with e and divided by phi of n, that is 20, you have to get the remainder as 1. So you have to select the value of d in such a way. So when I try to solve these conditions, satisfy this condition, I found that the value of d is 7. So now the public key is equal to 3 comma n, that is e comma n. What is n here? 33. And what is the value of e here? 3. So public key is equal to 3 comma 33. And private key is nothing but d value, that is 7. So key generation part is over. Now we will go for the encryption part. So we have the message, as we have divided the message into two blocks in the last slide. So what is the value after converting into the decimal is 14. So I have taken 14, that will be the message, power e. What is e here? We have calculated e as 3 here. So 14 power 3 mod 33 is equal to 5. So this will be the cipher text now. This will be communicated to the receiver. Then after, what he will do for decryption is he will take this 5 power, what is the private key of receiver now? That is the value of d, that is 7. So 5 power 7 mod 33 he will do and he will get the message as 14. This is how the RSA algorithm works. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.